Okay, we're recording part 4, the Glorious Mysteries. This is going to be a short one, but here it is. Alright, so really the first 3 parts that we just did, the joyful, the luminous, and the sorrowful, is what you're going to need for the bulk of the midterm. But here's just a short one, just to pull everything together, and also to get you ready for the next semester, okay? So we're going to talk about the Glorious Mysteries really quickly, which we're going to spend a lot more time on in the future in class. As you know, it's the resurrection, the ascension, the sending of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, and the Assumption and the coronation. So, Jesus dies. How long is he in the tomb for? That's right. Way to go, Cole. 3 days. So, he dies on Good Friday. He's in the tomb for Holy Saturday, and he rises then on Easter Sunday. 3 days in the tomb. We see after this, after his resurrection, that he comes back and appears to his apostles for 40 days and speaks with them, shows them that he's still alive, that he was everything that he says he was, that he was God, that he was going to bring us into his kingdom, which was not immediately a kingdom on earth, but a spiritual interior kingdom, and that his Paschal mystery worked. So he explains to them he's going to ascend into heaven, meaning take his new body, his resurrected body, into heaven, so that we wouldn't see him anymore. But he said he was going to be with us always. Remember how he was going to be with us always? Through the Eucharist, through the sacraments. But at that point, the apostles weren't sure, how can we make bread and wine turn into body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus? How are we supposed to baptize and give people your life, Jesus? They weren't sure how they were supposed to do this. Jesus had been preparing them and explained to them a little bit more fully during this time. I'm going to go away, but it's better for you, because then I'll send you the Holy Spirit. And then they say, oh, the Holy Spirit. Yeah, exactly. So if I have the Holy Spirit, which is God, if God is with me, then I can do those things. I can do miracles. Okay? So Jesus ascends into heaven with his body, but not to go farther away from us, but rather to finish what he started, to send us the Holy Spirit so that we can start to live the new life that he won for us and gave us. And so that's Pentecost. 50 days after the resurrection, Jesus ascends into heaven. Now, the Holy Spirit is sent. Really, the church is underway. There's no more teaching and everything that has to be done per se. Everything's kind of there. Now it's just left to understand more what Jesus said and did, and to bring it to everybody else, which is what Jesus asked the apostles to do. So the Blessed Virgin Mary was there to help the beginnings of the church, right? She was there to be a comfort to them, to be a guide, to be a mother to them, just like she was a mother to Jesus. But eventually her mission on earth was over, so that she could help from heaven. God decided to bring her into heaven, much like he had gone to heaven himself. And that's what we call the Assumption. So at the end of Mary's life, she went to heaven with her body and her soul. So there's 2 people in heaven that we know of with certainty that are in heaven already with their bodies, not just their souls. And that's Mary and Jesus. And then when she arrives in heaven, she receives the coronation. That means a crown, coming from the word corona, which means crown. And she's there, and she's crowned as Queen of Heaven and Earth. So yes, she's our Queen also, just like Jesus is our King. So that's just a little taste, kind of pulling the whole thing together. So I'll end there. Again, I wish you happy studies. I ask St. Joseph de Cupertino to watch over for you. And I hope these videos have been helpful. A couple of the Palmcast members have been the studio audience, and that they have a couple questions that probably you would have too. So in the next, there'll just be a brief video. I'll answer a couple of those, and maybe that's helpful. And that's it. And I'll see you back in school.